Joe, we continue on these first-year expectations, but the man is back in Orlando. That being Scott Frost at UCF. Gus Malzahn moves on as the OC to Florida State. Scott Frost is back. I don't know how to feel about this one, Joe. Your thoughts, Scott Frost back in Orlando.
You're right. I have no idea how to feel about this because the last time that
he won a national title.
Sure. He had unbelievable success at UCF. Before NIL, back when they were a G5 program, the minute that they moved up to the G5 level, the Power 4 level, and they moved to the Big 12, was when they started to struggle. And they started to have inconsistencies. I just don't know what Scott Frost is like as a recruiter at the P4 level. We saw the way that he performed at Nebraska. He didn't bring in enough quality kids for that roster to improve. It was falling apart by the time that Matt Rule took over it. I think that this is a little bit of wishful thinking to assume that Scott Frost is just going to pick this thing back up right where he had it a couple of years ago. This is a multi-year rebuild process because of the way that this roster and this team was left, that their Malzahn left. I don't know. And it sounds like you're in agreement with me. It feels like it would be really naive to assume that this would just immediately work and they would go back to being as successful as they used to be.
I listen, here's the thing about Scott Frost that I think about, okay? I think he's getting blamed for everything that happened in Nebraska, and he does deserve a lot of blame. 0-17 in one-score games. It's not all on him. A lot of it is. It's not all on him. It's not like they were they were bad, but they weren't. Does that make sense? They were competitive in so many different games. The problem that he had in Nebraska is not his and his alone. Hasn't gone good without him. It's been about the same, if we're just calling it like it is. I saw a guy take off a year. You didn't hear from him. You didn't hear a word. All of a sudden, he wants to get back in football. He goes to UCF. I am rooting for this to work.
I don't disagree with that.
I saw a guy that got blamed for everything that was going on and didn't know how to fix it. And he wanted to succeed, and he wanted Nebraska to succeed. Joe, I think Nebraska is a whole different beast, okay? I think the caliber of athlete that he can recruit in Florida is a completely different ordeal, and I still think that he can have success as a head coach. I don't know how long it's going to take him to do that, but I think he can have it. I think I'm more intrigued about UCF than any of these coaching hires because, Joe, here's the truth. He can build and win that conference. There's no outlier Texas or Oklahoma in that conference anymore. There just isn't. Joe, if we're talking about him going toe-to-toe with Kansas State every year, he can out-recruit and develop Kansas State. He 1,000%.
Yeah, it's an easy selling point. Hey, do you want to go to school right near Disney World? Their campus is in a nice area. When I was in college, I visited it a couple times.
Well, and they're spending money, bro. It's not like investment's not there for Orlando. By the way, in Orlando at UCF, the top 250 boosters were at his second introductory press conference. They wanted him back. They needed him back. Take year one for what it is. Unless he goes 2-10 like Florida State, then we'll have the discussion. But I don't know how to feel about it year one. But this isn't a year one hire. This is a rebuild to get back where we were type of build.
Well, if we're to specifically talk about the way that he rebuilt this the first time, if I'm remembering correctly, he took over an awful UCF program.
Oh.
The team, the first year he was there, they went 6-7, and then they went 13-0, and then he was hired away. I believe that 2015 was the year that they went 0-12, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm just quickly pulling it up. Yes, they went 0-12. So he took an 0-12 team, and in 2 years, turned them into an undefeated 13-0 football program.
Yeah, they're not that bad.
They're not. So we have the context of knowing hey, this is a roster builder. This is a guy who knows how to recruit the area and build a roster.
He did, though, do it pre-portal and pre-NIL, though. Just
Right.
to
So
be fair.
that's what I'm getting at. He did it at a lower level, and he did it without NIL. So now in the state of Florida, where you're going to get most of your guys, it's an attraction to get most of the guys in the state to stay near home, relatively near home. But it's now a lot harder with other teams outside of the state of Florida to be able to reach into your state and get guys and incentivize them to come play. And you needed a Big 12 program like this. You need to be able to swing and hit on 4-star guys and high 3-star guys that other massive programs are going to the state of Florida to get depth pieces and rotational players. So like that is an uphill battle. I also think like we got to mention too, it's a huge uphill battle that they're losing their 3 best players, 2 DBs, BJ Adams and Mac McWilliams, and RJ Harvey, who was an elite running back in the Big 12 this past year.
Not KJ Jefferson?
KJ Jefferson was fine. He was okay. I mean, actually, he was kind of a mess last year. I just like this first year is going to be rough. So like the whole point of this video when we do these segments is like first year expectations, they're probably going to be 4-8. They're probably going to be 5-7. They're probably going to have a lot of struggles on the field because it is an uphill battle for turning things around when it kind of looked like Malzahn was nailing it in towards the end.
Let me look this up because I saw this earlier. Let me just pull it up. Hold on one second. Transfer portal. To give him some credit, okay, they didn't do bad in the portal, though. Like, as an example, he went and got Sincere Edwards out of Pitt. Yeah. He went and got Dwayne Thomas. I mean, they brought in some dudes now.
Decent players.
Well, I mean, he got Marcus Burke, the wide receiver from Florida. That's not a bad pull. That ain't a bad pull at all. The Lewis Carter kid from Oklahoma. I mean, Lewis Carter, hello, Bama film.
Right.
Okay. Here's what I'll say. Based off the portal stuff and just seeing some of the players that we've seen, I would be shocked if they're not 500. I'll say it like that in year one.
They're good enough to be 500.
Yeah, he can be there. I think they'll be